Give me all your love, I'll take it. Put your hand in mine, we'll make it. And you can have my heart on one condition, you don't break
it. Morgan seems like she'd be really good at playing fetch.
Morgan, attack!
I'm killing me.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and kick things off while Adam is rolling around with the dog for probably the next 15 minutes. Morgan is a fantastic dog.
Don't sue me.
My first comment is from Smells Like Fisher, Indiana Jones Part 5.
Great title. Great title.
Great title, great thumbnail, great series.
Love it.
Stockings Booby says, as they mentioned in a previous video, the Carrie jokes, referring to Carrie Fisher, aren't in bad taste because she would laugh at and appreciate themselves herself if she were still alive. Rip.
I'll never forget my favorite thing about Carrie. She'd squirt like a whale.
I'll just pretend like I'm going down on Carrie and hold my breath.
Talking about Carrie Fisher's pussy.
I would just like to add that we hope that's the case.
Pure speculation.
It's pure speculation. We value humor very, very highly, and there's very few things you can say about us. Go ahead and try that. As long as they're funny, we won't get upset by. But
we will get upset by.
Well,
literal opposite thing.
Yes, we will absolutely get very upset by. But in Carrie Fisher's case, we don't want to speak for her, but we like to think that when we make some fun of someone like that, then they will totally be down with it because that's kind of what they did in life, right?
Yeah, I mean, we have to. She can't do it for herself.
It's our way of honoring her.
Speaking of Star Wars, we did a whole podcast about Star Wars on Filmhouse called Star Wars Sins of the Dark Side. So this is from someone on the subreddit from Lieto. Long time poster.
Well, real quick, try and think in your head what letters were involved or how you would spell the things he just said.
L-E-A-U-T-O-U.
I was thinking L-I-O.
You were correct.
Ah.
Yeah, it's a word I would never say. Anyway.
That's just Leo. It's not that hard. Sorry.
Then you ought to say, but Leo is L-E-O.
Yeah, but Leo would, never mind. You're dyslexic.
So you got a comment or whatever?
Yeah, the comment says, according to Adam, most Christopher Nolan movies, PG-13, are safe, no thinking movies. That's good to know. I guess according to you, The Mandalorian immediately becomes a better show if he splatters blood everywhere and says fuck a few times. Looks like Adam still has that edgy teen mentality that something has to be R-rated for it to be good. I don't recall saying that. Was anyone here actually on the podcast with me?
Ow, you hurt me because of all your edge.
Whoa. So I was just more worried about Disney pussifying everything.
Edgelord confirmed.
They keep it all pretty safe. That's all I was really saying. I think you can make a great movie at PG-13. Like one of the scariest movies of all time and the most gory, in my mind, at least as a kid growing up, was Poltergeist. That was rated PG. I'm just saying Disney just sort of cleans everything up. They try to make it for a mass audience. They've actually been doing a pretty good job with that, and they are pretty safe about that. I don't think things need to be.
Making a little bit of money from it.
It's just a tab.
Remember in Avengers Endgame when Falcon was like, "Hey Cap, how'd that pussy smell?" And Cap was like, he goes, "No, I don't think I'll tell you." Remember?
So I apologize if what I was saying was misconstrued in any way. I'm looking forward to The Mandalorian. I think it'll be good. Fingers crossed. I like Jon Favreau. I like Pedro. I like everyone involved with it. Taika Waititi, he's a robot. That's pretty cool. So.
Dude, we get it. Okay,
we get it. You're
cool.
edgy. You don't have any soft angles.
Carrie Fisher would have liked my comment. I'll speak for her.
Yeah.
Come here.
Who's up?
Go ahead. Okay, this is from Helikinetic Control Gameplay. Cody Pritchett said, after hearing Alana say Palmy Slappy and Gunny Gun, I would like it if she would name my children if I ever have any.
Do you have any projectile, like grenades or stuff?
No, just Palmy Slappy and Gunny Gun.
You don't get
the formula for that is actually just that that's how they name indie games. If you just put a verb and then a noun, but you put a Y on the verb, it's Flappy Bird. So your children are now named Saggy Meat and Fritzy Twat.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, that's not bad.
There you go. You're welcome. I would play either of those games also if any indie devs are looking for ideas. So.
No, after you. Hey, man. Sorry, after you.
All right, this is from Rolling on Z-Quill, GTA 5. Gameplay from Arjun Saudi. You know Peak edited this when the vid promotes baseball.
Baseball does make me cry every time.
You guys are so bored?
Gonna get there. It's gonna be Pence who slides, makes the catch, throws home, and they got him!
and shows a clip of the Giants. I don't know why you would assume such a thing.
You wore that on purpose, didn't you? It's really hot outside.
I know.
It's really fucking
It's hot
Yeah.
in here.
It's hot in here.
You really ought not to assume things. I don't know where you got it from.
Classic peak.
like-
This is classic peak humor.
There's one layer, that's it. It's as deep as it goes.
Classic peak humor.
That's all you.
He
That's all.
sets it up.
It's 85 degrees.
Puts the joke out there.
Giants!
And then it turns out you've been in the punchline the whole time. That's Peak's humor.
Carrie would have loved it.
This is from Star Wars Turns to the Dark Side movie podcast from Gina. Little play on John Cena there. I get it. Elise looks like a beautiful actress from a 90s movie that I would have had a crush on when I was 11 years old. That's kind of a compliment, thank you. Let me tell you this. I was born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, rolling on dubs by the 2000s. 2010s, I'm popping pills to sleep at night. I am living the life, okay? If you had told me then just to emulate what women in the 90s were doing, I could have said, baby, I'll be there 30 years from now. Don't worry. Go Giants.
This comment is from Disney. Was the Disney Plus worth it discussion? We talked about all the things, all the announcements and stuff out of D23 at Dude Soup. Not Loki, but spelled differently, said, I'm giggling at James knowing all those random Moon Knight facts. They're not random. There's nothing random about Moon Knight. Everything is deliberate, including his design, his very popular story arcs and everything. It's opposite Batman.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, not associated with Batman at all.
Did you know he dated Tigra?
I didn't know that.
He did.
Who broke up with whom?
Fist of Khonshu! So don't worry, Moon Knight is now our favorite comic book character, the official comic book character of Funhaus. Thank you very much. We can't wait to be seen in the upcoming Disney Plus series as
very excited.
Background actors that broke onto set.
Moon Knight needs like a rival called like Lunar Justice or something. Does that exist?
I guess it'd be like Sunday. I got my final comment here. This is podcasted a long time ago. The Apex Legends Picking Fights with Gamers? ? This is from Kevin. He says, "What is Adam drinking? Looks like cough syrup. It was actually called Lucky Jack, and it's a little cold brew that we have. And yes, it looks like medicine, and the bottle's terrible, and it tastes like shit, but it wakes me up.
I bet you
and that's why I
brewed it
drink
yourself in your edgy downtown apartment, man, or whatever.
Will you take an elevator to get to your front door?
Carrie Fisher would have loved Lucky Jack if she had lived long enough to drink it.
This is also from Helen Kinetic Control Gameplay, and I'm very confused. I have several questions. It says, Dante Diep said, this video has made me insanely aware, so not just a little aware.
Yeah.
Insanely.
Like Moon Knight level. Crazy.
Yeah. Aware of how similar Alana and Macaulay Culkin are to each other.
Oh,
What?
You guys were both child actors.
Yeah.
did your parents take all your money too?
Yeah.
From all the game journalism you did as a child.
Right, that I made millions of dollars off as a
child
dude.
games journalist.
You like Toe Jam and Earl? Do you like Toe Jam and Earl?
Yeah, I do, yeah. Okay, well,
I mean-
I'm back on board.
Okay.
We'll add this in.
Yeah, we'll have
we'll get
Overdraft fees. It's time for them to die. Surprise bank charges over a couple of bucks in your account are useless, painful, and nothing but pure profit for big banks. Thanks to the Dave app, you'll never have to pay an overdraft fee again. Dave is the #1 budgeting app in America because it saves you from overdraft fees. It tells you about upcoming bills and can advance you $75 from your next paycheck with no credit check and no interest. Get the Dave app for just $1 a month. That's $12 a year, which is way less than an overdraft fee, and you'll never have to pay one again. Dave will help you budget for upcoming expenses, text you if you're spending too much, and if you need cash fast, advance you $75 in just 90 seconds. Mark Cuban is an investor in Dave because he got crushed by overdraft fees in his 20s and wants you to never pay an overdraft fee again. 3 million people already use Dave to save up to $1,000 a year in overdraft fees. That's why it's the #1 budgeting app in the App Store. Go to dave.com/openhouse. It really helps the show if you let them know you heard them here. Then download Dave and never pay another overdraft fee again. It's immediate savings. Go now. dave.com/openhouse. Spelled just like it sounds. D-A-V-E. dave.com/openhouse.
It said, Lana's been here too long, she's losing her accent. People have been saying that to me since before I even moved to the US. Your accent doesn't sound that Australian. I'm like, well, it is. We have several dialects. There's mine, which is sort of a city one, and then there's a bogan one, which is like a g'day mate, how's it going? And then there's a country accent, which is sort of somewhere between those two. And then people in Melbourne just sound different.